Dumelang, dumelang, dumelang. Ke tshepa re tsotlhe di apere tshiamo ka mongwe le mongwe. Dumelang, dumelang. Lo tla intshwarela bagaetsho. Ke nwa coffee. Ke a itlhoka. A ke re lo tla intshwarela. Lo tla intshwarela re tla totlela ntse ke nwa coffee ela yalo. Es gona le tse dintse re di utlwang. Nna ke go bua ka Setswana. Sekgwa se tla tsena mo se tsenang teng, ne? Mara ke batla go bua le bo sesi le bo osi ba ba tshwanang le nna ka mmala wa letlalo ba ba tshwanang le nna because go amisana thata le rona kganye ke batla go e tlhatlhoba re tlotle bona le dilo tse leng gore di a kgakgamatsa bona le dilo tse leng gore di tsitsibana mmele bona le dilo tse di tshosang tse re di utlwang bo sibaka bonnake bo mmangwane o rakgadi bo mmamogolo bona le dilo tse dingwe tse leng gore re le basadi re tshwanetse re ka be re di ruta ba banyenyane ha ne ke na le I think ne ke na le 23 ha ne ke na le 23 go na le camp ya basadi ne ke ile go yone ya kereke. It was a weekend retreat ya kereke. I think it was somewhere ko Magalisburg if I ke bue maaka ile basadi hela women of all ages, unique demographics, women who are in private sector, women who are in academia, women who are in parastatal, women who are in government, women who had master's degrees, PhDs, women who are housewives, mothers, single women. And at the time, I don't know where I was working. Yeah. So these are women of different ages, different life experiences. Listen to me, please listen well. I've been blessed a lot in my life to have gone through different experiences. I've met a plethora of people who have taught me things. See, that's the one thing I'm very grateful to God when it comes to my relationship with Him is that I've avoided a lot of things just by meeting people and listening. Meeting people and listening. You will avoid a lot of issues in life. You will avoid carrying unnecessary baggage in your life. You will avoid a lot of trauma. Don't let them fool you. Ona le dilo tse di sa foleng ka potlako jaaka nama. Ona le dilo tse di tla go tlhatlhamollang tlhaloganyo. O phatlhologe mowa. Ona le dilo tse leng gore a o sena go heta mo go tsone mo botshelong. O tsaya ditshwetso tse di rileng. Tla o senya pelo. You'll become very calloused and very cold. And you will function outside of the will of God for your life. You know, oftentimes people assume that authenticity means that you renegade. You renegade in pursuit of being an outlier. You know, as a Christian, it's good to be an iconoclast because you are supposed to swim against the current, but it's not because you're trying to prove something. It's not that you are deliberately trying to rebel against the system. You are different because you finally figure out that that's how you were supposed to be in the first place. You come to yourself. It's like the story of the prodigal son. The Bible says that when he was eating at the pig's trough with the pigs, he finally came to himself. That's what Jesus came to do. He came to remind us that we are functioning below our original makeup. We're eating with pigs, thinking that we're having Michelin-style cuisine. We're eating like animals. We're functioning like animals. But we were created to be above that. That's what sin does. Sin gives you a reprobate mind. You eat with pigs thinking it's normal. We become iconoclasts because Jesus makes us aware that we're not supposed to be living the way we are. We are above that. You're a child of God, and so you function different. Your palate changes. Your proclivities change. You know, the prodigal son came from a very wealthy home. And he had so lost himself out there in the world that he became indoctrinated and he forgot who he was. That's why we live a different life, because finally Jesus injects us with the sperm of righteousness. Your eyes finally open that, hey, the way I'm living, I just want to be tshela yana. Dilo tse ke di dirang ga di kgatlhise. Ke itiga seriti. Ke itlhabisa ditlhong. Ke itsenya malwetse. Go pholoswa go dira gore o itemoge. O ikgopole gore o mang. That's why we don't walk around with pride. Because we remember where we used to be. We were eating with the pigs at the pig's troughs. Re ja matlakala, re nagana gore re go di 5-star restauranteng, re ja di sushi. Re ja di T-bone steak. Mar re ja makakaba, re ja matlakala. Because the enemy will have you thinking you're something important and you're not. He'll have you thinking but you're not. We itsenya botshelo, we itsenya mmele. I digress. Hey man, wait in see. Le tshwarela ka dintsi go apeilwe malamogodu go dintsi hela. Eish. So I went to this women's conference. It was a healing conference where women went to seek the Lord so that they could be free of the things that burdened their souls. Others were there to seek God and renew their covenant with the Lord. Others were living a life of duplicity. Others were so broken. There were people who were married, there were people who were single. There were white women, Indian women. There were women who were Portuguese. There were black women. There were colored women. There were English women. There were Afrikaans women. There were women from all kinds of backgrounds. And we were all there for a myriad of reasons, seeking God. And I think there were 4 women per room at this establishment, at this place where we were at. And it was beautiful. The scenery was stunning. I shared a room with 3 white women, different ages. 2 were married, 1 was not. one was much older. So I think one of the ladies I was with was in her 50s and 60s. The other one was in her, at that time, I'd say mid 30s to 40s. I was 23. And then the lady who I got along with, because we were of similar age groups. At the time, I think she was about 28. And we had a lot of similarities. So how the itinerary worked was, in the mornings, you got quality time and prayer time. You could go to the canteen, get some coffee or tea or juice, whatever beverage you chose, and then you would spend time with the Lord in quiet time. We were given journals. And then we would seek the Lord about the things that we were not dealing with, we were ignoring or avoiding, or things that were buried in our souls that we didn't even want to go and touch or even attempt to look at because it was so traumatic. And then we were also asked to seek the Lord about things in our lives that we know we're falling short with or falling short at. We're just not giving our best in our relationship with Him and in our lives. And then we sought the Lord also about, hidden resentment, unforgiveness, jealousy, envy, insecurities, identity crises. There was a myriad of things we were seeking the Lord about. And at that time, when I went to that conference, I was equally doing therapy as well. I had a therapist. So at 23. So there's a lot of things that I learned. I learned that it doesn't matter what color or what background people come from. We're all dealing with things. We are all dealing with things. People may seem to look a certain way from the outside, but people are battling all kinds of things. And I was very fortunate for me that the women that were in my cottage, or at least my bunker, were very mature women, and they were very open about their lives. I learned things about marriage. I knew that it's not an institution you want to rush into. I learned a lot about certain decisions and certain ramifications that are very difficult to come back from. And it's not that Modimo ha kgone go go hodisa. Go na le mabadi a leng gore ga go le ka bonako, ga go tshwane le nama. Re dirilwe ka nama. We have a soul, we have a spirit. And just like the flesh, there are wounds that take time to heal. There's a reason why after you have major surgery, they tell you to take care of yourself and limit your usual physical activities. Limit doing certain things for about 6 to 8 weeks. There are things that take months to heal from. There's a reason you have a cast for as long as you have a cast. There are certain wounds that take a while to heal from. The same with the soul. Only the soul, it takes God to heal the soul. And there are things that are a process to heal from. I learned that there are decisions that will cost you months, even sometimes years, to overcome. I say this because there's a lot that happened at that retreat, and I'm forever grateful to a lady who was God-sent at that time in my life. Because of her, I got to interact with people I could have never met, and I learned a lot from listening. listening and absorbing, imbibing wisdom. Botlhale jwa batho ba hitileng ditsela tse di rileng. Gore wena o ska hit the how. I was talking about the itinerary. So in the mornings you spend time with God, and you'd write down the things that you felt that God was tackling in your soul, confronting you about. And then there were 3 sessions in the day. There was a session in the morning where all the ladies would get together in the conference room. Then there was a session in the afternoon. Then there was a session in the evening. It was like an intense therapy getaway. I remember one of the sessions, I think it was an afternoon sessions. And then after you write in your journal, we're given, I think, an hour in the morning. And then we'd go and have breakfast. After breakfast, we're given time to walk around, to enjoy the scenery, to get to know other women and hang out, you know. And then we'd have brunch, and then we'd have a session. We'd have 2 afternoon sessions, if I remember correctly. There'd be like an 11 o'clock session, and then there would be one around 2. It was strenuous, but necessary. I think it's a necessary event that should happen in one's life, where you want to be confronted by God if you want major change in your life. One of the afternoon sessions, one of the afternoon sessions, the topic that was brought up was abortion. I learned that weekend that abortion is not a light matter. It's not a light matter. I mean, there were other things that women needed healing from. Adultery, fornication, sexual assaults, abuse, rejection. A lot of women were healing from rejection. Firstly by parents, and then, you know, other interactions throughout their lives where they've been rejected. People were healing from abandonment. Now we take things lightly. But abortion was one of the issues that came up, one of the topics that God wanted to heal women from. The amount of women who stood up to go and get healing from abortion was astounding to me. It was astounding to me. Women of all races, women of all ages.